Why does it keep like okay. Yonk, and there she goes. What? Why does it do that? I've never noticed that before. Why did it start doing Okay, now it doesn't work. That is so strange. So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a quick look at Nagantaka Prime, our newest primed crossbow that was just released with the Garuda Prime access. Now, since this is a primed weapon, the only way to get it is to assemble it from its primed parts, which you can either get yourself by opening specific relics or by buying the parts from other players. For now, you can get the blueprint as a rare drop from the Meso N12 relic, the barrel as a common drop from the Axii S10 relic, the receiver as an uncommon drop from the Neo M4 relic, and the stock as an uncommon drop from the Lathe Z3 relic. These drops, however, change over time, so I will put a link to the official Wikipedia website for the Nagantaka Prime in the video description, so if you're watching this in the future, I would recommend you check out the Wikipedia website to see if these relics are still correct. The Nagantaka Prime is a Mastery Rank 12 crossbow that does primarily slash damage with some puncture on the side and then a tiny bit of impact as well. And it comes with a 25% crit chance, which is pretty solid, a 2.3 times multiplier, which is above average, and a very nice 39% status chance as well. Now, the standard semi-auto fire mode has a fire rate of 2.5, which is good for internal bleeding because the weapon does come with a forced impact proc on the bolts, and it has an 11-round magazine with a 2.3 second reload. The burst fire mode, which is what happens when you press the secondary fire button and empties out the rest of your magazine, comes with a much higher fire rate, however, of 7.8, and it also has a shorter reload time of only 2 seconds. Now, as far as the build goes, there are a few things you can do here, and I personally went with a more vanilla build. I didn't go with the internal bleeding setup, so I'm running Incineration for damage, Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Crit Delay for crit chance, Argon Scope for even more crit chance on a headshot, and I'm not running Galvanized because I haven't farmed it yet. Then we have Vital Sense for crit damage, Galvanized Aptitude for status and damage against status afflicted enemies, and then Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for viral and status. I would highly recommend you play around with different setups though, especially the internal bleeding one, even though it's going to be more expensive Forma wise. Because while the damage on this setup is absolutely fine, sometimes it can be a little bit unreliable when it comes to slash procs, and when you don't proc slash, the damage isn't all that great. Though that is only for the semi-auto mode. If you go for the burst mode, you're pretty much gonna kill everything in a single burst. It's where the real power of this weapon lies. When you use the semi-auto mode, the weapon is okay, but you know, it's nothing groundbreaking. However, if you do use the burst mode, it is very nice indeed. Especially since, unlike a lot of other weapons that have this kind of mechanic, this one doesn't actually snap you out of aiming down sights, which has two benefits. Number one, you can be far more accurate with it, and number two, you can actually take advantage of Argon Scope or Galvanized Scope while you're using it. Oh yeah, and I should probably also mention that since this is Garuda's signature weapon, there is a little bonus that you get while you're using it with Garuda, and that is 1 meter of innate punch through, which is very nice. So all in all, the Nagantaka Prime is a solid weapon, especially if you're into stealth, because it is silent in both modes, and having great burst fire damage out of stealth without alerting anything is pretty cool. But I really don't think it's gonna be for everyone. I feel like you have to be interested in this weapon at least a little bit to enjoy it, because compared to some of the other high tier stuff that we have, yeah, this one doesn't quite cut it. It's really good, but not quite as good as some of the other weapons that we have access to. For me, it's mainly the lack of AoE. We have so many great AoE weapons that when you get a more single target focused weapon like this, it just doesn't feel quite as nice while doing missions. But it's by no means terrible. It is a very solid weapon indeed. And that is pretty much what I wanted to say about the Nagantaka Prime. So I thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.